They called my father a problem resident, said he pressed the call button too much, said he was needy, manipulative, exaggerating. But the truth was much uglier. My name is Ryan, and this is how I proved the care home wasn't being harassed by my father. They were ignoring him and blaming him for it. Dad started apologizing every time I visited. "I'm sorry I bothered them," he said quietly. "I try not to press the button unless I really need help." That broke me, because my father has never been demanding. He waits too long, always has. But I noticed things the staff never explained. His water cup was empty, his sheets were sometimes damp, his medication was late, more than once. His voice sounded hoarse, like he'd been calling out. When I asked the nurse Carla, she sighed. "He presses the call button constantly. We can't jump every time, but something felt off." One afternoon, I asked the front desk a simple question. "What does the call button system actually record?" The administrator explained casually, "Every press is logged. Time-stamped, response time tracked, badge IDs recorded, canceled calls noted." That night, I submitted a formal request to review Dad's logs for care coordination. What I saw made my stomach drop. Calls unanswered for 25, 32, 41 minutes. Some calls marked resolved without a single staff badge entering the room. Others labeled false alarm. Always signed by the same two names. I needed proof they couldn't deny. So I installed a pressure-sensitive mat under Dad's mattress, approved for fall prevention. The data told a horrifying story. Dad pressed the call button, waited, shifted, tried to stand on his own. Pressure spike. Then suddenly, the call was marked, canceled. No one had entered the room. They weren't responding. They were erasing evidence. And later, the note said, "Resident frequently misuses call system, a lie." I gathered everything, call button logs with timestamps, response times exceeding policy limits, pressure mat spikes, matching ignored calls. Hallway camera shadows showing no staff entry, badge logs proving who was on duty, notes contradicting the data. I waited for the next care review. Nurse Carla spoke confidently. "Your father presses the call button excessively." I stood up. "No," I said. "You ignore him excessively." The room went silent. I projected the evidence. Side-by-side charts, highlighted erased calls, pressure spikes during ignored requests, notes signed minutes after calls were canceled. The director's face drained of color. Carla couldn't look up. Marcus stared at the floor. Both were suspended before the meeting ended. That night, I sat with Dad. He pressed the call button once. A nurse arrived in 90 seconds. Dad looked at me, eyes wet. I wasn't imagining it, was I? I squeezed his hand. "No, Dad, you were just being ignored. Sometimes revenge isn't loud. It doesn't shout or threaten. Sometimes it's forcing the truth to answer the call."